Now, and after a feast of football over the Easter weekend, it's Swindon Town who hold promotion position in League One.
Can they hold on to it, though? Well, with more on that and news of a National Rugby Sevens tournament coming to the West, here's Will Glennon.
Thanks very much, you two. 2 matches each for our league sides over the 4-day break, and 2 wins for Swindon mean they're sitting second in League One. If they can stay there, that's automatic promotion to the Championship. No need for the playoffs, and that would be some achievement for Danny Wilson and his capable side. Well, former Swindon player Alan McLaughlin is here with me. We'll discuss their run-in in a moment. Briefly, Alan, though, do you think they can do it?
Yeah, they certainly can. They just need to get over the finishing line now. That's it, and they're hopefully there. OK.
Well, 2 3-0 wins have put them in a great position. The appreciation from the county ground crowd for a second 3-0 win of the weekend was clear. Swindon's fans are starting to believe their side can go up, and straight up automatically, with no need to go through the playoffs.
Brilliant, yeah, that's what we're after. We don't want playoffs, we want automatic promotion, that's it.
2 3-0s, championship form, I think. You can't go any better than that.
The team believe in themselves, and they're playing some brilliant football. Confidence is flying, and I think good days are not too far around the corner.
I'm glad we've actually put the game together now. We've got a brilliant outstream manager. I hoped he would get the job. He did get the job, and he's now giving the results to the club what this club desperately needed.
Swindon beat promotion rivals Leeds on Saturday, then came yesterday's victory over Tranmere, the best they could have hoped for.
It's just been a fantastic weekend, yeah. It's a very important period of the season, Easter, you know, and we thought that going into the games, if we could come away with, you know, with a couple of wins, it would put us in a really good position, a strong position, and thankfully we've done that.
There are still 6 games to go, though, and 18 points to play for, which means things are far from certain.
Well, we're very confident, you know, but we're not getting carried away. You know, we've got some very tough games in front of us. We've got some hard teams and big teams around us that are just ready to take advantage should we slip up. We're just trying to focus, and just so hopefully we can go to Colchester next week and get another positive result. And then, you know, games are starting whittling away. So let's hope we can do that and keep our run going.
As it stands, second spot is now Swindon's to lose, and along with first place Norwich, they're the team to beat. So let's have a more detailed look at Swindon's run-in with Alan. We've got the 6 fixtures there, Alan. The last 6 games finishing on Saturday, May the 8th, away at Millwall. A mixed bag of fixtures, 3 home, 3 away. Next up, they're going to Colchester, and that game's going to be crucial, we think. What do you think? Yeah,
it certainly will. Colchester, fortunately for Swindon, they've only won 2 out of the last 10 games. So they'll go there, their confidence is fairly low. So hopefully, on the back of the good performances over the weekend, they can take on and get 3 points there. And that's what Danny will be looking for. Yeah,
because Colchester are challenging, aren't they? Exeter at home, they should be too strong for Exeter, shouldn't they? And then we move on to Walsall at home, and then away to Wickham, who'll be scrapping for points. Now, a couple of middle-table teams there, Alan. With your experience, do they ease off at this stage of the season? Are they easier to beat?
Not really. I think at this stage of the season, you'd like to try and play some of the higher teams because simply you've got the focus. But I watched the game Saturday. They played Tranmere, which potentially was a banana skin, and they've come through it fantastically well. So going into them games, I've got every confidence that they can actually take it forward and actually win them games because it's like you say, as long as they keep winning, everyone else has got to catch them up. Difficult games, certainly not easy, but I think the confidence they've got at the moment, they can actually do it. OK, so on to the last 2 games then. Brentford at home, then fellow promotion chasers Millwall away. So the job could be done before that final game, but if it's not, that's going to be tough, isn't it? Well, it is, yeah. It is definitely into the Lions' den. Not an easy place to go to. Millwall, obviously promotion chasers as well. And they've just got to concentrate, get the job done before going to Millwall. If they do, it's a last gasp game and it's anyone's for the taking. But they've got enough experience, they've got Greer at the back, they've got Douglas in midfield, they've got Painter scoring goals, and they've got Charlie Austin. Yeah. I think they're in a great position. They've just got to take it on and hopefully do the job before the last game. If not, they can just finish it off. OK, smashing. Thanks very much for coming in, Alan.
Danny Wilson is on the verge of guiding Swindon into the Coca-Cola Championship. They're certainly on course for their highest position in 10 years, but they'll have to contend with a 4-way fight to the finish for second place. Tony Lockwood reports.
A top 2 finish was always Danny Wilson's dream. By early May, it could be a reality. Consecutive 3-0 victories over the Easter weekend has catapulted Swindon into the automatic promotion places.
There's going to be a lot of teams that don't hold the nerve, and there'll be teams that will hold the nerve, and I hope we're one of the latter. But we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, you know, we've got one thing in our favour all along, that nobody's ever expected us to be here or stay there. So there's no pressure on Swindon as a team and a club anyway.
The strike force of Charlie Austin and Billy Painter has been a huge hit, with 43 goals between them. And Austin, plucked from non-league Poole Town, has exceeded all expectations.
It's a bit of a fairy tale for him, you know, and it's not finished yet, I hope. You know, I hope that fairy tale ends with us being promoted, but who knows. But from his point of view, a personal point of view, it's been a terrific rise for him. The link play between each other and the telepathy, if you like, that every good pairing has been exceptional. You know, they've clicked in straight away. For whatever reason it is, I don't know. We do work with them, but at the same time, you know, it's just a bit of luck, I suppose, that we've got them both together at the same time.
It's a compelling promotion race with 4 clubs separated by 2 points. Charlton have found some form of late and remain firmly in contention, while Millwall have made up ground to leave themselves well placed for the run-in. And Leeds United, one-time favourites to go up, are also in the mix.
I think everybody at Christmas time, or just before Christmas and certainly after, would have suggested that the top 2, you know, would include Leeds United in definites, and then Norwich went on a fantastic run. So it was those 2 top teams that were going up, but all of a sudden it's opened up again, and it's opened up to what's be a very, very fascinating end to the season from Division 1.
And Wilson's convinced nothing will be decided until the final day.
It's been nip and tuck all the way. You know, we've won games, other teams have won. You know, if we've lost a game, other teams have lost or drawn. So if it's going to be like that, you know, in the rest of the season, I think it will go right down to the wire. And then it's some very interesting games there. So I think that'll be the one whoever holds the nerves in those will get the rewards.
Swindon away to Colchester on Saturday, but on Monday you can see them live at home to Exeter, 7:30, Sky Sports 1 and also HD1. I think we can give Norwich promotion, certainly the closest sealing the deal, but for second place, what a fantastic race it is. Are Swindon the surprise package for you, Peter?
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at the other big sides down there, you know, the likes of Leeds and even Huddersfield, Charlton, you know, it is a surprise, really. But he's done incredibly well, because to lose 32-goal striker Simon Cox, you know, to West Brom, and he realised he had to strengthen in other areas. The goalkeeper and centre midfield came from Leeds, Jonathan Douglas and David Lucas, who were tremendous in that 3-0 win away from home. And also Charlie Austin, who, you know, Danny admitted there was a little bit of luck there, because you don't know how they're going to acclimatise. But what a partnership, 43 goals between him and Billy Painter, amazing.
Well, let's see them, because over Easter they won twice, 3-0, didn't they? Home and away. Leeds away, fantastic. But Painter and Austin scoring both of these games.
Yeah, and Leeds had absolutely backed them for 15, 20 minutes, and Lucas had been brilliant. And then Painter gets one opportunity and smashes it in there. I think Shane Higgs looks as if he's going into the post and just lets it in. But this finish was brilliant. Great turn, great in the feed, slight deflection, but nevertheless, you know, nearly took the net off. But it's a proper partnership. The combination between the pair of them, both willing runners, and this is the full-back bombing on, who was impressed with. There's Painter, and there's you know, Austin powering it home.
Yeah, nice one. Yeah. Did Danny have any doubts about Austin making it?
Well, the only doubts he knew his strengths and everything, but you don't know how they're going to acclimatise to a different division. You know, a phenomenal record non-league. I think they got him from Poole somewhere, and 40-odd goals in 40-odd games. So you knew he was a finisher. But I've been impressed with his movement. You know, he's very, very good, and they've been tremendous all year. And this guy's having the season of his career. I bumped into him in the car park after the game, and he had a grin from ear to ear like a Cheshire cat, you know, non-stop. There's Billy Painter, and there's that Austin again. Great, intelligent run, you know, making himself available in between centre-half and full-back, and an erring finish as well.
I think the irony is that Charlie Austin might have been a League Two player, because Bournemouth wanted to sign him, but
That's
couldn't
right,
because of
the embargo.
Yeah. These are the remaining games for Swindon. I mean, there's always one game that stands out, and on the last day, that could be a decider for second place.
Yeah, well, I looked at it over the course of the weekend, and the first and last, I mean, Colchester, who've bombed a bit, And, you know, but away from home, tough ask, but going to Millwall, you know, on that final day, just to be in the mix for Swindon, a massive achievement.
And over Easter, the good and bad, 4 clubs with maximum points, 4 clubs with 0 points. Amongst the maximum teams were Swindon and Huddersfield right up there, and Charlton back in the groove again. Hartlepool needed the points, didn't they? The other end, with no points, Colchester have just reversed themselves, haven't they?
Yeah, they're in a terrible run of form, and you can't put your finger in it because at the beginning of the season they were so strong and resolute and had a goal threat as well, but it just shows you that they need a win. It was like Leeds. Leeds needed a win. They got it against Yeovil. Very nervy win in the end, but you just need to gain some momentum going into a very important stage of the season.
So Norwich out in front, then that tremendous battle for second place. I think it changed 3 times on Monday, with each result coming in at different times. And then, are Colchester out of it now?
Well, I mean, you look at the goal difference there, and it's equivalent of being sort of 4 points, isn't it? I fancy Huddersfield. I wouldn't fancy getting them in the playoffs over 2 legs. You know, Clarkey's side playing the old-fashioned Maverick style of Newcastle, so they're a real goal threat, and I think they've only been beaten by Norwich at home this year as well, so that would be given the first leg if they had that at home.
Huddersfield have got themselves back in there, haven't they? Partly because Colchester have collapsed a bit.
Yeah, but what you've got to do, George, you've got to make sure that don't concentrate on other people's form. Just amass the most amount of points you possibly can. And majority of them teams up there have got it by going forward. That's the positive thing. They've been going forward and they've got partnerships up front who've been scoring goals. So it's a very exciting league. You can put your cap over the lot of them.
Well, let's go down the league then, starting at the top of Coca-Cola League One. Still at least 18 points left to play for. Norwich have a 9-point lead at the top, but only 2 points separate Swindon in second from Charlton in fifth. On Easter Monday, second place changed hands 3 times. Huddersfield in sixth have a 3-point lead over Colchester, who haven't won in 8 games now. Stockport could go down this weekend. Tranmere in the final relegation place there are only 4 points behind Yeovil in 15th. Fixtures in League One look like this, with Brentford at home to Huddersfield. Huddersfield now unbeaten in 4, Brentford unbeaten in 6. Brighton against Carlisle. Carlisle have no wins in 7 away from home. Colchester playing Swindon. Exeter up against Leyton Orient. Leeds versus Southend. Millwall playing Gillingham. Gillingham have lost only 1 of their last 6 games now. Norwich against the MK Dons. Norwich have won 15 of their last 16 home games. Oldham playing Bristol Rovers. Southampton against Charlton. Alan Pardew hosting his former club. Stockport playing Yeovil. Walsall, Tranmere and Wickham up against Hartlepool.